Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your July reading. Let's go ahead and get started with an oracle card. What is it that Virgo needs to know for the month of July here? We have the throat chakra. Okay. Really speaks to our vocalization of things, speaks to how much we communicate. There's also a lot of creation that happens here. When we think of our throat chakra as the voice, creating vibration, creating form, right? Bringing thoughts into some type of form. I do see you being very powerful with your words right now and understanding that when you speak to yourself, when you speak to others, it is a form of creation. And I think when it comes to your manifestations, when it comes to your goals, really speaking to yourself in a way that is helpful and beneficial is going to be obviously beneficial for you. It's going to move things along a little bit more. It's going to kind of get you on that right track and help you to fully embody this person or this lifestyle that you are hoping to create for yourself. Okay, so pay very, very close attention to how you are using your voice, how you are speaking specifically to yourself, but to others as well. So let's see what this moon card has to say. You and your loved ones are safe. Okay, I always really like this card because when it comes to, I guess we could say new chapters, new life endeavors, new opportunities, one of the things that often, comes to mind is it going to be okay? Am I going to be able to survive? And am I going to have the finances? Am I going to have the resources to do it? And this card in my mind is very much like, yes, like it's going to be okay. You're safe. You're safe to go out on a limb. You're safe to take a risk. You're safe to pull back on something if you need to pull back on something, right? Whatever it is that you are feeling you need to do, you are very much safe to do so. Now, during Cancer and Leo seasons both, intuition is very strong, okay? And I really want you to make sure that you feel confident in that inner voice because it's actually not very quiet right now. And there's not a lot of reason for you to have a lot of doubt in yourself right now. And it's not your fear talking, it's not your insecurities talking most likely, unless it's something that, is very obviously an insecurity, right? But more so your soul is going to be speaking very loudly to you right now. And so your soul is guiding you, but I also think it's pushing you. And I think it's getting you out of that comfort zone and getting you out of your normal life a little bit. And it's forcing you to really change. And so when we do that, right, sometimes it can feel really uncomfortable. But remember, I've been saying for months and months and months now, we're supposed to be uncomfortable this year. Okay, we're supposed to be uncomfortable. We're not supposed to be in this place where everything is the way it has always been. Okay, we're supposed to change with this Pluto coming into Aquarius transit. Also the Uranus-Jupiter thing from a couple of months ago. Okay, I'm even loving the Four of Wands as a reiteration of your security. Okay, wow, this is really cool actually to have these two knights, both of them racing in toward the Four of Wands. It does feel very clear that Virgo is wanting to establish something real, whether it's a business, whether it's a new home, whether it's a financial plan or a budget, or whether it's a new social circle, or if there's something health related, right? I think Virgo is really determined to make something stick. Right? Like you're wanting, and Virgo's kind of an interesting energy because it can be very circuitous because of that, mercurial nature. It can be kind of all over the place. But the Four of Wands is kind of that tendency that we all have to have something that we can really feel secure in and sink our teeth into, and that we can have and hold for a long period of time, that we're looking for something a little bit more permanent, whether it's a new job, right, or a new home or whatever. And we're looking for positive outcomes right now, a place that we love to live, a job that we love to have, an income that we feel very comfortable with, or something that we can build upon. And I'm looking at both of these knights as kind of both aspects of your personality, Virgo. On one hand, the Knight of Cups is your optimism. This is the part of Virgo that I don't think gets enough credit because you are opposite of Pisces, there is a lot of that kind of Piscean idealism, right? I think that's a part of where the perfectionism comes from too. It's like you really do want the best. You really do want the absolute most beautiful things, and you do want the absolute ideal outcome for yourself and for your family and for your loved ones and for your employees and the people around you. You absolutely do want that. And I think your heart is constantly pulling you forward and constantly kind of egging you on and saying, we can do better, it gets better than this, and not to say that you're ungrateful or unappreciative of where you are. I just think that Jupiter has been pushing us for expansion, really for a while now. I mean, he always does, but especially being in Gemini now, it's really about going beyond the borders of where we feel comfortable. And then this Knight of Swords is the other aspect of Virgo, which is maybe not so whimsical, but a lot more duty-oriented, right? This guy is on a mission. He is on a mission to make this Four of Wands happen, and there is no stopping him. He is absolutely determined to make this happen. So when you mix these two things together, I think you have a win-win combination. I think this energy, without the sense of creativity and possibility, can get very, very harsh and aggressive. And this energy, without the determination, ambition here, can just get delusional. So they really balance each other out quite well. And you have a kind of, like I say, a winning combination to have this established Four of Wands. So let's see what else comes out here. For Virgo. Seeing a lot of progress through July. The thing about that Knight of Swords, though, is he's absolutely not afraid of the hard work that comes with the task. All right. He's certainly one of the ones that's get on the battlefield, front lines, ready to fight any fight that he has to fight in order to get to the goal. So, Virgo, there is an aggression to this. And maybe that's why that throat chakra is really important, because maybe you are going to have to communicate to other people what you need, what you don't need, what you expect of them, right? Maybe there's a lot of delegation going on. Maybe you have to hire people. You have to be very precise and accurate in what it is you're looking for. And you have to be willing to continue to push not only yourself, but other people as well. And maybe that's not a position that Virgo really likes to be in. And yet here you are. And I'm also seeing with this the Five of Cups, that there is some kind of cost. I can say cost. There's a cost to this new life that you are wanting to live. I think the cost is an emotional comfort zone. Okay, but it may also be a relationship. It may be you have to say goodbye to your old home and move to a new home, right? It might be that you have to close your business down so that you can go start something new, right? There's going to be a cost involved. But these scale, it's like, I don't know that you really have a choice. I think that Four of Wands is like, you have to establish, you have to go after this, you have to find that sense of grounding and security through that Four of Wands. But that means kind of putting yourself on the limb a little bit. And I think there is an element of fear. But see, that's the thing. At the beginning, I was like listening to that inner voice. There will be fear and insecurities that come up, but I don't think there's any threat that you are going to misconstrue or misinterpret the fear and insecurities as your inner voice or as your soul with you. You're not going to misconstrue those things, because your intuition is going to be quite loud. It's going to be quite obvious for you. And I don't see Virgo having a lot of questions in terms of what needs to be done or how something needs to come to be. I just see like, okay, you are pretty clear on the steps that it's going to require from point A to point B. Now, there may be bigger questions for things later on, but right now it seems pretty clear. And I think there's a lot of empowerment with that Chariot card, that Virgo really steps up and kind of takes the reins and say, okay, let's go. I do see you taking a leadership position in your own life. I think a lot of other people are going to really see that. They're going to really appreciate that as well, respect it. And I do think in a way, maybe Virgo is commanding a lot of respect from people that are witnessing what they're doing. Now, it doesn't mean you're out building a massive empire. It might just be, a household goal that you have or a job goal that you have. But whatever the scale, wherever you are on the spectrum, other people are witnessing you take control, take accountability, and go after it. And I think in a way you can actually be very, very inspiring to a lot of other people just simply by going after these dreams. I don't think you're going to really think anything of it. I don't think your goal is to inspire people necessarily. I think that's just what's naturally going to happen, just simply because people are going to be like, whoa, look at you go. Whoa, look at how much you accomplished in such a short period of time. Because that's the thing with the Knight of Swords and even the Eight of Wands. It's like things can happen very quickly. Now, June was kind of weird because we had Mercury in rulership in Gemini moving very quickly, but we also had Saturn in Pisces, which was kind of slowing down. And I think these two things together made time feel very strange. Well, now we have Saturn officially retrograde. Mercury is in Leo, will eventually move into Virgo as it prepares for its retrograde. But I do think there is still, there's more of an element of of understanding and perceiving time in a better way. So you can block it off and you can control it and you can manage it a little bit better than we could in June. And because of that ability to manage time and that ability to really show up for how you've time blocked your day, if you will, there is going to be a lot accomplished in a very short period of time because of that. There aren't going to be these long stretched out things are taking forever. Like it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like one thing after the next, boom, 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 boom. And you're going to see progress more rapidly. Now, you probably saw a lot of progress in June and there probably was a lot done. It just may not necessarily have felt like it in June. But through July, it's going to feel like it. Okay, and that's going to really add to the enthusiasm of that Knight of Swords. It's going to add to that excitement of like, okay, we're moving toward this Four of Wands. We're getting things settled. We're getting things all set up. We're getting that foundation strong so that we can really build on top of it. And, it feels like things are actually really starting to work, or things are actually starting to move in that good direction. Okay, which I think is great. Okay, Virgo, what else? Okay, it just seems like you have a lot of vision right now. Like the vision that you have for your life, for your family, for your jobs, for your finances. You just have a solid vision. Now, if you don't feel like you have a solid vision, there's never a bad time to really sit down and think about what you want. Okay, there's never a bad time for you to plan and strategize and put together that vision board. So there's never a wrong time to do it. I think there are better times, but there's never a wrong time. So if you're not clear on what you want your life to look like, if you don't have some kind of a manifestation or a vision board, this could be a good time for you to really put that together, because you never know. The minute you put it together, you may start to see progress toward it. Okay, but having that clear vision and that clear idea in your mind of what you want your world to look like is going to be so helpful as you're making decisions. And I look at this throat chakra as that creation, kind of bringing form into your ideas. It's like, well, how do you know which ideas to bring form to or to bring into physical form if you don't know what you're doing, right? If you're just kind of out here winging it, I do think having some semblance of structure, it doesn't mean you have to be so structured that you feel locked in, but to have some semblance of structure can be exceptionally beneficial for you right now. And because there are costs involved here, I do see you having to really persevere. Now, I don't particularly see incredibly harsh obstacles. I don't see that. I don't see hurdles that are so insurmountable that you're just going to be in a deadlock. Okay. But I do see whenever this card comes out that there are things for which you need to be strong. So sometimes it's a willpower thing where you just got to kind of power through. It's a mental thing where you just got to get your brain on board. Sometimes it's getting other people on board, or sometimes it's just getting up and doing the work, and sometimes that can be hard. And sometimes it's the consistency that can be really hard too. But whatever the hard part is, you are going to have to confront that. We all have different things that are going to make this process harder, internal factors, external factors, sometimes both at play at the same time, which can make it even a little bit more challenging. But you are going to have to exhibit strength, and there is going to have to be a mind over matter type of thing that happens, right? Your mind has to be able to control your physical vessel, and you have to be able to kind of overcome the emotion or overcome the resistance that's internal that's going on. And if you are dealing with other people, you're going to have to find a way to mitigate and navigate through that co-creative space. So, but I mean, Four of Swords, I kind of feel like you already know that you're on that right track. You already know it's going to work out. I think you have a lot of peace of mind. It's interesting how so much activity and how so much passion and so much aggression and so much ambition can bring such peace of mind. Because what I'm seeing is, Virgo, at the end of each day through July, you sitting back on your bed and just kind of thinking about how fulfilling your day was because you accomplished so much. How fulfilling your day was because you're actually doing it. You're doing it. You're doing all the things you said you were going to do. You're keeping those promises. You are pushing that ball forward constantly. Every single day it gets further and further and further and further along. And I do think you kind of fall asleep each day with a sense of pride. And I hope you do. I really hope you do. Because some Virgos might just get caught in the delusion. It just get caught in the idea of something and then nothing happens after that. But it's the Virgos that are consciously working with the energy that are actually going to see this substantial progress. And I think you're going to see it on multiple fronts. Because the Four of Wands, it's like they're like four pillars, right? Literally four pillars. I suspect finances is going to be one of them, your home environment, your profession or career, which may tie into finances, maybe relationships. Okay, there's like going to be these pillars. And you're going to see progress on each one, and they're going to be very balanced. And I don't necessarily see one getting more attention than the other because you realize how they're all tied in and how important they all are. So I think you've got multiple wheels spinning right now, which is a lot, but it's also really great because you're going to see progress in all areas, okay? But let's see if we can't get more information. So we're going to pull out a whole bunch of new cards. Okay, we're going to talk for 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. We're going to cover this in the comprehensive reading, and the link for that is in the description box in the comment thread down below. So if you want to join, you are absolutely more than welcome. Let's go ahead and see what comes through for the Knight of Cups. What is it that Virgo needs to know here? Beautiful. Temperance. Another Knight of Cups. I'm going to pull two more since we got a double. The Knight of Cups. The Empress. And the Hermit. Love the Virgo card coming out for Virgo. And we have the Eight of Cups, which goes hand in hand with the Strength card. Star, beautiful. And another Eight of Wands. Ooh, another, wow, look at that. A Knight of Cups on top of the Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords on top of the Knight of Swords. I don't think that's ever happened to me before with my clarifiers like that. That's very cool. Five of Swords. I'm going to pull out another one just because we got a double. He's the fighter. Yeah, he's definitely fighting. Fighting to balance these scales. Oh, you know what? We got one. I didn't realize I had one turned over. Okay, let's pull it. Three of Wands, Three of Coins. Four of Coins. Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're going to have to make some hard decisions. There's no doubt. There's going to be some very hard decisions that you have to face. But, you know, it's worth it. It's really worth it. Oh, I didn't mean to pull two. Okay, we're just getting a lot of cards today. Okay, we'll take them. Ten of Swords. Hanged Man. The Magician. Eight of Coins. King of Wands. The Moon. Three of Swords. Hierophant and the Tower. Okay. I'm really loving your readiness, Virgo. I really am. I'm going to leave you with that. Okay, so again, if you want to join me in the comprehensive, you are more than welcome. Thank you so much, Virgo. Have an amazing July, and I'll talk to you soon.